I'm grumpy and pissed and sleepless, and I can't find a home in my body right now. I do so much to keep the news off of me. But on days like today, you just can't, you know. I can't keep the news off of me. I can't scrub the whiteness out of my skin. I can't stand the human beings who are so entitled and crazy and fucked up and full of misguided testosterone and the remnants or inheritance of slavery and genocide, which this country is founded on, and seems hell-bent to continue. And I don't know what to do with those feelings when they're in my body. And I was remembering last year, because this day last year, my beloved sons, 2 years ago, my boys graduated from their amazing schools, and they were alive, you know, they were alive. They are alive. They are alive. But every fucking day I wonder, are they gonna be? What's gonna happen today? Black men in masks, moving about the planet, attempting to breathe and be. I just, oh. Ay. And you know you don't know what you don't know till you know it, till you hear it. The news hadn't entered my consciousness for some time, and I was restless last night. I could not sleep. I could not find the place in my body that could relax all the way, so I stayed up and worked on. I have a client, a friend who is running for re-election for his particular role, and he is a good guy, and he's done a good job, and he wants to keep doing it. That's just why he's running again. And there's so much bullshit built up in the lies, in the politics, in the consciousness, in the realities of entitlement, and then this model, this example of 45, and how that blatant racism, sexism, cruelty, classism, ignorance gets woven into the entitlement of the good old boys in the backwoods, of the Dixie-loving flag. I go to the ocean. I'm pissed, so I have energy. I don't worry about being afraid. I'm angry, and I feel fury, and I feel rage, and I feel crazed by it. And then I know I have to look at the ocean and do what she does. What does she do? This is the Pacific. It's not the Atlantic, but the Atlantic holds every single one of those people wrongly kidnapped and brought over in, was there even 2 feet of space? How smashed were the bodies in the body of the slave ship? We talked on the phone, my kids and I, on my birthday. And I said it, and then I got the impact of saying it. I said, if 45 is elected again, you can't stay here. None of us can stay here. We have to get passport ready. And if you have a chance to get your green passport, your Nigerian passport, do it. And then we talked about where in the world we would go. Where in the world is not feeling this resurgence of the last gasp of entitled toxicity? Is it the last gasp? Is this the end? Is this capitalism dying? Is this, I tell this story a lot. Maybe you've heard me say it out loud before, but I love my father. He was my best friend, my first love, the guy. But when my mother got to put the Obama sign in the yard at 83rd and Flum, something righted in the world. And if he were alive, I don't think she would have gotten to experience. Maybe in the privacy of the voting booth, she could have made her choice. But so much of her life, she was expected to make his choices and to make life work within his choices. And I go very far in thinking that's what my contemporaries from the Midwest are doing. They are voting their husband's lifestyle or inheritance. I think, you learn racism from, good people. They just pass it on down. But it cannot keep going like this. I can't, I root. I feel my feet naked, flat on the floor. I look up to the toenail moon, which is hers, my LA love story turned disaster. Disastrous endings. Love is the best stuff in the world. And if you can't love your brother, can you just engage with benign indifference? My son and his girlfriend are in New York City. The African and the South African. My son and his girlfriend are in Boise, Idaho. My daughter this ocean, this sky, this moon, these stars that will come tonight and form the same, Big Dipper and all the constellations and all the possibilities and all the dreams will come. And somebody will still be trying. I got to live my part of Martin's dream. Like, my kids got to play with other people's kids, and to my face, few were racist threats. But behind my back, those Danville women, their Republican politics, and when I left for Fruitvale, because I needed a community that looked more like my kids, my daughter waited to tell me the stories of the good old boys who would drive their Dixie flag trucks up on the sidewalk to try and run her over on on her walk home from school, or Safeway, or McDonald's, or the drugstore that she went to in Danville, California. Tonight I hold the rage. It will turn into a puddle of angry tears. I will crawl in the bathtub and pray. I prayed with my mom, the Our Father, the Hail Mary, the please God, don't keep letting this happen. Please. But this is the thing about free will and conscious choice. We all get to make one. And today the woman in Central Park made a conscious choice. An indignant, entitled, conscious choice as dangerous as the woman who cried rape and turned out to have lied about it that got Emmett Till killed. All this bullshit is still spinning in this American reality. But the ocean is being the ocean, and the sky is being the sky, and the earth is still solid beneath us. And for the I can't breathe of the knee against the man's neck. So many I can't breathes going on in this American now. 100,000 dead, 104,000 dead. 1.4 million people diagnosed. I think somebody said there are 38, almost 39 million of us here in these United States. Don't you think we can do something to eliminate racism? Isn't it time? I've distanced myself so far from people who believe like that. I don't know what the thought process is. Sometimes people will mistake me for a white woman and show their ass in conversation with me. And then I know. I mean, I think that's the thing. And maybe they are branded, you know? Maybe it's easy to pick out Walmart shoppers and then I don't want to generalize, but I don't want to make excuses. And I really, my God, my mother's prayer every fucking night, can my kids be alive tomorrow? Can they live long enough to figure out their own way and pathways to love and life and making a difference in the world? Do they get to grow up? And if they do, what do they have to accept? I took my kids on a picnic at sunset, and AJ read the sign, and he said, "Mom, we gotta go. Mom, we gotta go. Mom, we gotta go. Mom, we gotta go." And I was like, "AJ, I'm your mom. It'll be fine." And he said, Mom, we got to go. God. And when I got home, I understood what he already knew. Do everything right and good. You can be the smartest, most talented, most kind, most generous, most beautiful-hearted human being. And at any given moment, the person who looks like your uncle can flip. Stick his knee on your neck, and you never get up again. Glide goes to the lynching museum every year. I can't go. When I watch those movies, the little girl, the blonde girl with blue eyes, the whole thing, the whole panoply of all that cruelty and entitlement and hate. It all gets invented right there. I read Toni Morrison. I hold Audre Lorde. I am honored to carry their books in my hand, and I pray that they can teach me another way to see. I can't stand what I'm looking at when I look at white America. And I can't wash the white out of my skin.